My name is Stefan Thompson, and I am here in Goma, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the headquarters of the Congo River Alliance. With me is the spokesperson, the permanent secretary, as well as, of course, Mr. Corneille Nangaa. Mr. Nangaa, thank you for taking the time.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Let's start at the beginning of your journey.
Yeah.
What made you join politics? Why did you become a politician?
To tell you the truth, I don't know what made me to join politics. As you mentioned, my name is Nangaa. My father is a traditional leader. You can say he's a king. So somehow I'm a prince. I was born in a village, and then after the school, I went to the secondary school in Siro first, and then Kinshasa for the university. So I used to work in so many sectors. But I think that the most important sector where I was working for so far, I was working for elections. But before the election, I was also working in the mining sector because I'm an economist and so on. I was in an international staff, working for UNDP for UN, but also for precisely for International Foundation for Electoral System. That is one of the American organizations. I was based in Africa, in some countries in Africa, like Niger, for about 20 months. But then I went to Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. I worked in Abidjan from 2009 to 2011. And then I came back to work for the election in my country. So I worked for election for about, I can say more than 10 years. And I end up as the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission. The organization is the organization that organizes election in DRC. From the election, I joined politics for so many reasons. I could not support anymore what I saw, what I experienced. So this is the reason why today I'm in politics.
In 2015, you were appointed the leader, the president of the Independent National Electoral Commission by the previous president of Congo, Mr. Kibale. And you oversaw the elections then?
No, I was not appointed by the former president. You know, in DRC, to be appointed at this position, a chairperson is nominated by the religious leaders.
Okay.
So I can say appointed at this position by the eight religious leaders we have in DRC. Catholic Church, Protestant Church, and the other churches, even the Muslim. They came together with my name and they found a consensus on me. I have never been appointed by President Kabila. Yes.
Tell me about the elections that you oversaw then.
Yeah.
What were the elections like? Were they honest? Were they fair? Did you see a lot of fraud? What were some of the experiences that you had with overseeing elections?
Are you asking for the election I managed or
Yes.
the last one?
No, the elections that you managed.
The election that I managed. I don't know whether it's necessary to talk about it.
Okay.
Or legally, we know what happened. And then what we know also is just no. The election took place, well organized, and everything was okay. But the good thing on this is that after 60 years after the independence, it was the first time that we have peaceful transfer of power between an outcoming president and the one coming in. It was I can say, the first peaceful transfer of power. And it was done between President Kabila and Mr. Tshisekedi. This is what I can say so far. Can we say that this election Was it the election was able to solve the Congolese problem? No, because the illegitimacy problem has remained. And it has been confirmed again with this following election in 2023, where you can see that there were fraud and so on. So I can say that Mr. Tshisekedi have never won any elections. He's illegitimate.
What were some of the policies that were popular that Felix Tshisekedi ran on in 2018? Why did he win power then? What were some of the policies that made him popular with the people of Congo?
Was it popular? I don't know. This is what you say, but I don't think so. I can say the circumstances at that time, and for the peace of Congo, that was the good way to have this peaceful transfer of power. And this is what happened. And I think for me, it's the time to salute the wisdom from all those people who were around the issue. I was not the only one. I'm talking about the former president, Kabila, but also the other government, the other Congo institutions. They covered everything, and they said that was the best way. And this is what happened. Transfer of power without bloodshed. This was a successful election, and everything has been done.
What are your main disagreements with Tshisekedi politically? Where do you disagree the most?
There were a lot of things where I disagree. And all those things I was able to tell him, to let him know that the direction he took for the country was not a good one. Tshisekedi is not a statesman. Tshisekedi is a liar, a professional liar. And Tshisekedi is a thief. And the way he has been managing the country, putting his own family, putting his own tribe. I told you that in DRC, we are about 450 tribes or ethnic groups.
Wow.
So when you manage a country like DRC, please, you have to remember, you cannot bring the whole country to your family, to your tribe, to the people around you, to your friends. You can see in our movement, I say, Congo River Alliance, I say, Alliance Fleuve Congo, M23. As you have seen here, all the tribes, all the regions are represented in our movement. This is Congo. Tshisekedi has divided people. Tshisekedi has destroyed the army. Tshisekedi is a corrupted man. From a poor man he was, after 2 or 3 years, he is already counted among the millionaire, the billionaire. This is a problem. Embezzlement of the public fund, corruption, hate speeches. I can say, I don't know, whatever. There were a lot of things whereby I was disappointed. And I told him, this is not good for the country. And all those, there is a very, very big crisis today in DRC. And this is the reason why we were able to get where we are today. Why are we fighting? 4 reasons. First one, we have a failed state. And Tshisekedi has been the contributor to failed states. He has destroyed the army, he has destroyed the police, he has corrupted all the administrations. And he has taken the justice like an instrument to put all the opposition members either to jail or to kill them. We are fighting for justice. We are fighting for Congo. But the second reason is that there is a very big political crisis. Tshisekedi is illegitimate. He has never won any elections. And putting all the people, the opposition, in the prisons. We could know it's just unacceptable. The third reason is bad governance. They steal money. They divide Congolese. They are tribalized, and all those things. But the main and the fourth reason to divide people, he has taken as a tool to say that there are some Congolese who are not Congolese. He denies citizenship to Tutsi people especially. There are killings all over the country. There are a lot of refugees, Congolese living abroad.
Yes.
And is not willing to deal, to address this situation. There are so many people in DRC, just because either they speak Kinyarwanda, or I don't know, they have the kind of face they look at. And they say they are all Rwandese. And today, all the Swahili-speaking people, the East people, they say that they are all Rwandese. They say in Kinshasa they are all Rwandese. So these are the reasons why there is this crisis today. But to solve this thing, it was possible on three ways. And this is what we have been advising. We can solve this kind of problem on institutional way. So we come together, we see the problem, we address the problem. But he has taken all the institutions as just, I don't know, they have put everything away. He's a dictator. We could have solved this problem politically via a dialogue to see what can be done. But this is what he doesn't even want to hear. Because as he was weak, so far as he became a president, he thought that he's now strong. He has sent a lot of people in exile. More than 200 personalities today are in exile, even the former president.
Wow.
Yes, he has killed a lot of people. General Kimbi, General Mukutu, Gigi Yani Judge. We have Sheribe Okeng. All of them have been killed by Tshisekedi. And even ourselves, we are already in danger. This is why we flee, we went out. So the only language he hears, it is force. And this is why, for the reason, the reason I told you, we're compelled to fight, and we are fighting to liberate the country, and then to set up, to refound the state.
Congo is an exceptionally mineral wealthy country,
Yeah.
which makes it very prone to foreign interventions, to meddling. Are you able to give me an overview of some of the role that NGOs and foreign entities have played in destabilizing your country?
You know, when you look at Congo, this is what every day they say that Congo is a very rich country. But for me, I always say Congo is not a very rich country. Congo is potentially rich. Because when you talk about resources, natural resources, or yes, mineral resources, gold, pearls, I don't know, coltan, whatever you know, all those resources are in Congo. But I don't think that they belong to Congolese people. I myself have never seen what is coltan. I've never seen cobalt. I don't know what it's all about. But I know that these are the resources the whole world would like to have. By the point in DRC, there is no actors. There's no states. We are in a failed state. So people will come either to steal, and even those who are the Congolese, they are part of those people stealing this material. This is the problem. So the international community is one of the actors. You have in DRC, I don't know when you say by international community, this one is also another question because I don't know exactly who he is. Is it US? Is it French government, British government? I don't know. But what I know is that for about 30 years now, 3 decades, we have a UN mission in DRC, MONUSCO. It used to be called MONUC, and today is MONUSCO. I can tell you that the reason why MONUSCO came in DRC is still there, and the situation has become even worse. They came to stabilize the country. At that time, there were less than 10 armed groups in DRC. But today we have more than 300 armed groups, negative groups. What are they doing? I don't know. But the reason is not the reason to blame the international community. The people to blame is Congolese. We are responsible for this situation. We have failed to build a state, and we have created a jungle. And when, especially in our eastern part, in the eastern part of Congo, it's a jungle. Wherever there is no state, is a jungle. All the bad people, the bad guy, the bad boy from the other country, they come to Congo. And this is why you see that in DRC, the bad guy of Rwanda, like the FDLR, they are in DRC. The bad guy of Uganda, the ADF, they are in DRC. The bad guy of South Sudan, they are in DRC, and so on. And this is what Congo River Alliance is willing to address. How are we going to address it? By refounding the state. So coming for the international community, there is a message. They have also failed with their strategy to deal with Congolese problem. So we know and we understand that they have main reasons to come, because they are coming to look what they think it is necessary for them. But Congolese people, what we want is dignity. Our objective, our perspective, is to look at Congolese as human beings. What are our priority? The priority of Congolese is security, access for food, access for water, access for having housing, health, education. But Congo in itself, to get this 6 points for any Congolese, we need to start development. We need to build road, infrastructure, energy, educate people, and then be able to start development like the other people. So our vision is to transform Congo as a business land. But before that, we need to create a state.
Mr. Nangaa, you've mentioned the words failed state multiple times. Explain to a Western audience who is not familiar with Africa what it means. What does it mean to be a failed state?
Yes. You know, we know what we want to see. How is it that people want to go to Europe, want to go to US? You know, those people migrating. You know why? Because there are states over there. For any state, you have 4 pillars. A state is stand on 4 pillars. First one is the army. In DRC, we don't have an army. We don't even know how they fight. They don't want to fight. There's not an army. The second pillar is the police. If you are in your country, you see that you see a policeman.
Sure.
Everybody will start to know that there is a man over there. But in DRC, there's not. The third pillar is the administration. In DRC, there is corruption. And Tshisekedi regime has excelled in this one. And the third pillar is justice. When you have all those 4 pillars, then you have a state. You will not have what we are having here. You will not be, we are in a jungle, a kind of jungle. And where the regime participates to the collapse of the state. So we need to rebuild the state, to create the 4 pillars. Then we'll be able to start looking at how to develop the country. And then you will come, those people who are looking for the resources, I don't know, whatever, they will come and they work, they will do their business. And it will be a kind of win-win business. And for this one, when we do business, there's no more insecurity because business brings peace. When you do business, we will not fight. This is the 4 pillars I'm talking about for DRC, and this is the priority. In DRC today, especially in the east part of Congo, people are being killed every day. Ituri, every day you hear that there are so many people killed. Beni, Butembo, all the Kivus. And even in Kinshasa today, you saw just to manage the traffic in Kinshasa, it's a problem. Just when it rains in Kinshasa, you can imagine what people will be expecting. This is not a state, and this is what it's all about.
Why do you think the DRC is such a failed state?
Because all those 4 pillars are no longer there. And this is
But were they ever there, Mr. Nangaa?
Because we have a failed management. We have a leader without any visions.
How long has the DRC been a failed state, according to you?
Especially from 7 years, there's no longer a state. From 7 years to now, this is the problem. And all the problem, the leadership in DRC, they take all their problem, putting it on the, saying it's because of Rwanda. It's just a good speak. That's a problem, it's a lie.
The president of Rwanda, Mr. Kagame, said in an interview recently with Mario Nawfal that UN humanitarian envoys had played a role in manipulating the politics of Congo. Do you know about these UN humanitarian envoys? Is those the people that you told me about?
No, I don't know about it. But what I can say about humanitarians is that when you are in the city like Goma today, I give you an assignment. Go on the street, you will see that 80% or 60% of 4x4 cars you will see, they have the flags in mission, I don't know, whatever,
United Nations.
AIDS on this thing. No country has ever been developed by NGOs. No country has been ever developed by UN missions. A country is developed by enterprises, companies, hard work. This is what we want to take, and business. Just in Goma, in Kivu region, statistics say that it's more than 400 or 500 international NGOs. That's a problem. What are they doing? And the more you invest in the humanitarian, and people will leave development to join humanitarian. We want to take investment to put it in the development. And then people will not be dependent to the humanitarian.
There's a wonderful saying that goes, it's about the fisherman.
Yes.
The anecdote of the fisherman.
Of course.
If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day.
Yes.
If you teach him how to fish, There is also a wonderful book, which I'm sure you're familiar with, called Dead Aid. I believe it was written about 15 or 20 years ago by Dembisa. I can't remember her surname, but it was a lady who wrote this entire book, and this thesis was how damaging aid was to Africa, and that it was essentially a system that was sort of enslaving people into these aid programs.
Making people depending of the AIDS program is a problem. And this is one of the reasons why I support President Trump. When he came, he said that he's going to cut off the budget to USAID. This is a very, very good decision. And I know that we have to fight ourselves. We have to build our country ourselves. I'm not saying that we don't want foreigner to come. You come, let's do business, but let's work for our security, for our food, for whatever we want, for our development. Congolese people have to work hard. And this is what we want to train, want to tell people. Facility is no good. We need to work hard. We need to create companies. We need. We are not responsible every day to blame international community. What are we doing ourselves? Let's go farming. Let's create companies. Let's do this and that. Let's work hard. And then we'll start development and people will be respected. But we also need to build our army. And this is what Congo River Alliance is planning. With the new army that is going to be built, we need to build up the police. We need to have an administrative to change mind, to take away this corruption system. But we also need to build justice. This is the objective.
You're an economist. You studied economics at the
Yes,
University
I
of
studied
Kinshasa.
in Kinshasa, in fact. Indeed.
You did?
Yes.
What is the closest economic model of an African country and a non-African country that you want to base the economics of your state on?
No, for this, I want you to take back to the origin of DRC. You know, DRC is a country whereby, I told you, we're about
454 languages.
And we look at the border of DRC today. This border was made in 1885 in Berlin Conference. We were not there. Our grandfather were not there. So the Western country took it. But they say that for DRC, they say that it should be a free land for trade. This is our original vocation, I think. And this is why we want to come back. We need to have a business land in DRC, whereby people will do business. But to do business, you need to have a state. You know, when you talk about Dubai, there is a state. And everybody, you can go and do your business as you want, but you pay your tax, everything is there. And you see how development is there. So this is the model we would like to do. To have a business land, but to have business, we need to build roads, infrastructure. When you go to all Africa, especially from the east and the south, you have roads all over the countries. But when you come to Congo, there's no road. You need road, you need infrastructure, airport, port, highway, and so on. This is the objective we are going. The model will be that we open up to the world, world. You are Afghanistan, you are Russia, you are American, you are French. No, everybody that would like to do his business, come, compare to the law, and then do your business. Meanwhile, we'll be developing the country. It will be good for all the people. But for this one, you know, we have a problem. You know, Congolese people have been divided. We need to take all the people to come together. We need to take back home those Congolese who have been sucked away they have to come back home. We need to live together, togetherness, and then to work, and so on.
In 2019, you were sanctioned by the United States Treasury Department for allegedly undermining elections in the DRC. Can you give us some more context on that and the sanctions that came?
I don't know what it's all about, the sanctions, because I think that it's just unfair. It's just unfair, and I call them political sanctions. And I think that the U.S. will come a day to say that they were wrong, because it's unfair. Why is it unfair? Because they didn't understand the environment where we were working. And there were so many actors. Why is it that they did not sanction Tshisekedi, who gets the power in that way? This is the question. So I don't know about the sanctions. I know those sanctions destroyed me. They took away all my belongings, and I don't know. And the thing is that the U.S. is I think they say that is the center of democracy. How can you sanction someone without even giving him 2 minutes to hear him? This is arbitrary sanction. I don't care about them.
How did they take your belongings, Mr. Nangaa? How did that happen?
No, the sanction was the means of sanctions. The means of sanctions, they frozen all the account I have as money, all my belongings,
But they
and so
did it
on.
through Tshisekedi. They did it. Your accounts were in Congo.
Yes, they're in Congo indeed, and they have been frozen in Congo.
And they're still frozen.
Yeah, of course.
So how do you live?
I'm an African man. You know, this is the mistake you guys, you Western people, you do.
I'm South African, my friend.
Yes. The mistake is that I can live in DRC without a peanuts, without even $1.
Tell me more about that.
I'm a farmer. I farm. Whatever I eat, this comes from my farm. So I don't have a plan to go to US. I don't travel to this country. So I'm okay.
Do you miss your belongings?
I don't care about it. I know that still, so far as I'm strong, so far as I'm alive, I'll work hard. And still, I'm fine. It's okay with me.
After overseeing the elections, you stated that you orchestrated the victory of Felix Tshisekedi in 2018 because of a deal made between him and the outgoing president Kabila. Can you tell us the details of the deal that you made?
I did not orchestrate the victory of Tshisekedi, but the ecosystem we were working in, you know, when you organize election, the chairman, I can say the Electoral Commission is part, but there are so many actors around. Parliament, the army, the other institutions like the government, but also the international community when it comes on Congo. All of them were there, and they all agree that it's okay, this is the good way. I'm not the one. Yeah, this is why I say that it's just unfair. Even the MONUSCO, the UN mission, they were part of the process. So, the detail, I don't know what kind of detail do you have that can I give you today, but we know that Tshisekedi has become president, and maybe for the same reason, he came to see how he wanted to kill us, all of us, so that maybe to just put away all those people who were like witnesses for the process.
Tell me about the start of the Congo River Alliance. How does it all begin? Where does it start? And where does your fight? Where is it taking you?
The Congo River Alliance started in 15th of December 2023. Where did we come there? We came there to put a kind of efficiency to the struggle, because the Congo River Alliance is a platform, but the base, I can say the platform has a lot of components: military groups, political parties, civil society organizations, but also diaspora, Congolese diaspora people. But the component that may say like a root is the 23 movement. And this is when we say that when we talk about Alliance Fleuve Congo, Congo River Alliance, is based on M23, because M23 was the only group who had a kind of vision, political vision. M23 was different from the other armed group, negative forces, because there were a reason why they were there. So we came together to create Congo River Alliance. And you can see that since we came together and we joined our effort, you can see the result have been there. We have been pushing from Bunagana to Rutshuru, and then we are in Goma and Bukavu, this area. And we are still pushing until we liberate the whole country.
Tell me about the fighting, Mr. Nangaa.
Yeah.
How does it start? Where do your forces start out? For people who are not familiar with Congo or its geography, if you could try and simplify it to give an idea to Western viewers of you started out, and what was the first place that you captured?
No, in fact, I joined my colleague. I'm not the one who started the fighting. I joined the M23 people when it was really a man like Lawrence here. Lawrence is part of Congo River Alliance, part of M23, like I am also today. But they were fighting for about 15 years. The fighting was there. They even negotiated with Tshisekedi because they wanted to end up with the fighting. But Tshisekedi being a liar, they restarted the fighting. They started fighting restarted in 2022 by taking Bunagana city. And then from Bunagana city, they started pushing Rutshuru. I joined them where they were already beyond Rutshuru. And we came together, putting our effort together, and today we are where we are.
How severe has been the opposition from Kinshasa and from Felix Tshisekedi to your fight? You said that DRC is a failed state, and
yes,
one of the components of a failed state is a lack of an army or of a functioning army. How difficult has the fight been against the forces of the government?
No, any fight is very difficult. Any fight is a struggle. We have been fighting, and we have been struggling, and then we are there. In fact, and Tshisekedi is just he has organized the army. There's no way to do whatever you can do with this kind of army. He has corrupted all the people. He has put all the good soldiers away, taking just his brothers and his tribe people, and there is not an army. And today we are not naive, even if we are talking about the process today, all initiative from Doha, for America, from whatever. We are not naive, because we know he is still equipping some of the people he's recruiting. He is still recruiting mercenaries. He is still making procurement for drones, for all those weapons, because he's preparing himself to fight. But we know our supplier, in terms of weapons, in terms of even troops, it is the FRDC. A lot of people are joining us, and a lot of weapons will be taken from them.
What would it take for negotiations with the government have generally been difficult. There's not really been much space for those negotiations. What would it take? What would you require from the DRC government, from the Kinshasa government, to enter proper negotiations? What would be needed from the government side, from the Kinshasa side?
You know, the first enemy with the Kinshasa side today with us, the first enemy is lack of, I can say, there's no trust. Mm-hmm. So the first step for us for good negotiation, we have set up some of the trust building measures. We need to have them, then we'll be sure that we can start negotiating, good negotiation. Because we know that no one trusts Tshisekedi. Tshisekedi is not reliable. Tshisekedi, you talk with him right now. When he steps out, then you forget everything. No one can trust him, especially me. This is the point. Those measures, they need to be taken. The first one, we say that he has to announce publicly that he is willing to have negotiation. Because so far he has been saying every day that never and never is going to negotiate with M23 or with Congo River Alliance. So you have to state this. This is the first one. And there is some measures taken by the parliament in Kinshasa. They say in 2002, in 2022, the parliament said that the parliament forbade to the government to negotiate or to take any step to negotiate with M23 or Congo River Alliance. And this measure, they have to take it away. And then they call Kinshasa, they call us, we are nothing. We are terrorists. He has even sentenced. How can you negotiate with people who are sentenced? And as you know, you do or you see those people, Mr. Laurence, Mr. Delion, and I, myself, we are sentenced. And he has put, how do you call it in English?
Bounties.
Yes, bounties. $5 million. So if you capture me now, it's a business. You can go. You can.
I don't think that would be an easy task, Mr. Nangaa.
I don't know. Those two guys, saying 4 million, 4 millions.
So I'm sitting in this room with a combined $13 million of men.
A very, very good business if you can do that. But I don't know whether you'll be able to succeed in this one. Yes.
No, your security is very impressive, Mr. Nangaa. I don't think that would happen.
Thank you.
In November 2024, the Congo River Alliance rejected a ceasefire mediated under the African Union's mandate. Why did that happen?
No, we have never rejected any ceasefire initiative. Wherever they talk about peace for Congo, we are available. And we have always said that for the Congo crisis, I think a political ways of solving, like by a dialogue, is necessary. But the one who never liked negotiating with is Tshisekedi. This is the point. But the initiative from Luanda, they call it Luanda process. It was an initiative whereby we were not concerned. It was between Kinshasa regime and Rwanda as a country. But because every day they think that we do not exist. It's just Rwanda who is fighting against. I am not Rwandese. I am not, those people are Congolese. We have our own Congolese problem. And Congolese problem we are fighting for. And we will keep on fighting until the root causes of those problems are solved. This is the point. We are always available. Whenever, wherever they call, they invite us, we'll be there to negotiate, to talk about Congo peace.
The US has imposed sanctions on the Congo River Alliance. Some of the groups within the alliance are accused of displacing hundreds of thousands of people. Some of them are accused of war crimes, of killings, of rapes. What do you say to these allegations, Mr. Nangaa?
You say that they are allegations.
I don't have evidence that you've committed these crimes. That's why I'm
Though
saying...
they take decision like they want. I don't have anything to say about that.
Nothing.
Yes, the American, the US, they choose to say Stefan is a good man. Lawrence is a bad man. Delion is a Nobel Prize. They have power to say who is who. But what we are fighting for, I tell you, we are fighting for justice. We are fighting for Congolese people dignity. We are fighting for Congo to have food. We are fighting for Congo to have access to water. We are fighting for Congo education. We are fighting for Congo, for the development of Congo. We are not fighting Americans. We are fighting for Congo reasons. So Americans can take their own sanctions like they want. We don't care. We don't care. And it is even the reason why, one of the reasons that justify to fight more. You know, we have been sanctioned by America, we have been sanctioned by Europe, and Tshisekedi has sentenced us. What remains for us? Fighting. To exist, to live, because we have our right. You know those people living abroad, like the refugee in Rwanda, in Uganda, where Tshisekedi say that they are not Congolese. And in Rwanda, they say that you are not Rwandese. Those people, what remains for them? Fighting. So we have those kind of reasons. And the problem is that those people, those states, the powerful state, they think they can do whatever they do. What we are fighting for, it is not for America. We are fighting for, to exist, to live, for our right. And we will do that.
During your fighting, there have been people displaced. When M23 in 2022 was trying to capture Goma, there was 180,000 people were, according to reports, 180,000 people were displaced. What do you say to that? Is that true?
Yes, even more than that. In fact, the truth is that the area where M23 or say Congo River Alliance were demonstrating, there is security, there is peace, there is people are doing what needs to be done. But a lot of people, the internal displaced people, they came to Goma. Those people were used by the government, and they put them there so that to stop the advance of the M23 or Congo River. This is the point. But since we get in Goma, since we stepped in Goma, all those people, they went back to their original places. Around Goma, I want you to go. Mr. Lawrence is there. Please make a tour in, so you will see. You don't see. You will not see all those people again. They have gone back to their places. They are secured. We are following them, and it's one of the issue we are discussing with the humanitarian NGOs. They say that, please, if you can go and help those people to restart their life in their places where they were living. They are living. This is the point. They are there. They are Congolese, and they have all the They have their rights, and today they are safe, they are secured. But by the Alliance Fleuve Congo, M23.
Would you say that you have proper procedures in the ranks of your soldiers in place to ensure that war crimes aren't committed? Are you ensuring everything that you can that atrocity? War is war. Terrible things happen at war. Everyone knows this. In any conflict, it doesn't matter where it is. What are you doing to make sure that your soldiers obey to the maximum of their abilities the rules of engagement?
You are right, war is war. Even America, when they fight, they do things.
Of course.
Bad things.
Of course.
Yes. So, but we make sure we have a lot of tools, instruments, judicial instruments that we have set up to make sure that we remain professional. Our army is very professional. They are composed of very professional men. We have our own code of conduct. They can give you the, we can provide a copy.
I would love that. Thank you.
A copy of this document. When we show that the rules, the procedure, how we behave in the world and during fighting or whatever, 1 month ago, we requested to the International Crossroad to say that we have a seminar. The seminar is, we are talking about the international humanitarian law, to make sure that we have the same understanding of what it means. You see, Stefan, let me tell you something. We came in Goma. We fought against FRDC, against Wazalendo, against FDLR, against MONUSCO. We fought against South African forces. They are still there. Tanzanian and Malawi. We fought against about 3,000 European mercenaries. Yet, we came in Goma. No bank has ever been opened, and we did not touch any bank, any financial institutions. Instead, they are secure. They are safe up to now. We stopped the looting of the city that was made by the FRDC. We stopped everything. Have you ever seen that? No. We know what we are talking about. We are not thieves. We are revolutions. And our revolution is based on our constitutions. Article 64 and 66. This is what we are, it's all about. And this is why I don't like you to say that I'm a rebel. I'm not a rebel.
I've never called you a rebel.
No, I will not allow you to call me rebel. I'm a revolutionary. This is what it's all about Alliance Fleuve Congo, M23. So we have our rule. We follow we follow our code of conduct. No one is allowed to do this or to do that.
And in the territories that you control, how is the taxation system? How does that work? Are you collecting taxes now? Have you managed to control the instruments of state? Have you managed to implement statehood?
In fact, we are setting up new administration. Mm-hmm. We are administrating the space, and then this administration, taxes are part of the administration. This is where we will go to. Where are we going to get the resource? We'll get it from good administration. And we have Again, we have some, I can say, benchmark that we are going to put there. Benchmark like accountability, benchmark like transparencies, and training people and all those things.
And the area that is under your control currently, how large is that area, and how many people are under your administration?
We are in the good part of the North Kivu. It means territory of Nyiragongo, Masisi, Ruchuru, but in South Africa, Walikale, and part of Lubero. 80% of Lubero, indeed, 90% of Lubero, indeed. But also we are in South Africa, in South Kivu, city of Goma and Bukavu, but also the territory like Kalehe, and so many territory of South Kivu are under our control. How many the population? There are more than 15 million today under our control. And the space, it might be the double of Rwanda. Yes.
And what percentage of Congo is that? For our viewers who don't understand how huge Congo is.
How huge in terms of population, if we are more than 12 or 15 million people, is 10%. But in terms of space, no, it's still small regarding the Congo as a country.
And will you hold elections in the areas that are under your administration?
We are in the revolution now. We have to liberate the country before thinking of elections. And we are not, our aim is not to create another state. Congo remains one state. There will not be balkanization.
Why not?
We need to unify the country.
Why do you not believe in balkanization? Why do you?
Because
if you look at
no
balkanization,
Congolese is willing to have another country than DRC. We need to be together, and we are together. Even those in Kinshasa, those in Bandaka, those in Lubumbashi, Kisangani, they're expecting Alliance Fleuve Congo to come. All of them are expecting change. All of them are expecting new Congo, and the new Congo is no way coming.
Do you think that your population, in this room that we're sitting in, there are members of 4 or 5 tribes?
Yes.
Would you say that all of you are first Congolese and then members of those tribes that you are from?
I think we are first of all Congolese, and then we look at, this is what Tshisekedi has been doing. For him, first of all is not Congo. First is his tribe and his family, and then Congo after. But for the whole Congolese, we are going to be the Congo a state, but a nation. And this is the nations. You are South Africans. You are even a white. But there is black. There are so many tribes.
Cape Malays, Indians,
so, but still,
Zulus,
you have succeeded to create a state. This is also Congo. We need to come like America, whereby it is Congo. Wherever you are, who you are, no one has ever choose to be black, to choose to be Tutsi, to choose to be Muluba. No. No one has ever chose that. But we are together. We are teaching togetherness.
Yugoslavia was turned into several states.
Yes.
And some of those states, in fact, most of them are doing better now as free market economies, all of them post-communist countries. Mm-hmm. They're developing well, especially Slovenia. Slovenia is a absolutely exemplary country in terms of economic success. One of the wealthiest countries in Europe at this point in terms of GDP per capita. Mm-hmm. Why is it, if I don't want to be rude, I want to ask this as politely as possible, the idea of Congo is a colonialist one, surely. is it not something that you consider I'm interested in why it is that you feel so passionate about your Congolese identity, even though that is a remnant of colonialism. Why is that?
Are you advising me to balkanize the country?
No, I'm asking a question.
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't advise you on anything. It's not my place to advise
because
you.
when you talk about the Yugoslavia,
Yes.
it's a model.
Yes.
But let me give you another model,
Sure.
just beside Yugoslavia.
Sure.
European Union. So many countries, they had problem, and to solve their problem, they say, let's come together.
But it's not
It's
a
a
country,
model.
Mr. Nangaa.
It's just a model. Instead of dividing Congo, I would rather propose we come with Uganda and Rwanda, Burundi together.
You would?
Yes, this is where the country is. Why not? Instead of dividing Congo, because people think that Congo is big, it's huge. But Congo is 4 times less than US.
True.
Yeah. So why do you say that Congo is huge? No. Instead of dividing Congo, I would maybe propose that we come with Rwanda and the other country together.
Would they want that, Mr. Nangaa?
Why not? It's just a matter of seeing that. What do we gain? How can we develop our plan? When you talk about the East African community today, it's a country, almost a country. Why not to go to this kind of match? To come together instead of dividing people. There will not be balkanization for Congo, but maybe there will be unification of countries. So we come together like European Union they are doing today.
If or when, depending on how you look at this question, you take control of...
Kinshasa.
Yes.
Yes.
What will you do?
What are we going to do?
What are your next moves? You've taken control of the capital. What do you do next, Mr. Nangaa?
So we have the country liberated. And then the first step, as I said, this is the perspective. We will have responded to the call of Congo to bring change. When we get there, first thing, we need to make a big census because we don't even know how many we are. We are going to create a database center to know how many Congolese we are, how many people live in Congo. We are going to make this database as a setup for any data, mineral resources, environment, and so on. But the first thing, we need to start building our army, our administrations, the police, but the justice system. This is the institution. There will be a kind of transition. And then at that time, we will preparing people to come to join to start development of Congo. But what is important, we would have responded to the call from Congolese. They want change. Because what we are experiencing with this regime is a problem. And if we continue with this regime, it's really a problem. We might be able to lose the country.
What's standing between you and Kinshasa? You say that the people are responsive to the Congo River Alliance and to your aims, that they are waiting to be liberated. What are the obstacles between you and reaching Kinshasa? You say that the people are waiting for liberation.
Yes, there is a lot of obstacles, like a lot of challenges. I know this one. I think the first one is the international community. Okay,
interesting.
Yes, the first one, when you hear about the diplomacy, whatever, any initiative for this, they want. Every day it seems like they want to protect Tshisekedi. They want to protect the Kinshasa regime.
Why do you think the international community wants to support him?
They support him.
Why?
Because they support him, but they want him to be weak as possible, so that they can get whatever they want to get from him. We know there is a lot of things we can say about the American initiative. Tshisekedi says that he's going to give all the resources of Congo. Who gave him the mandate to do that? He can't. He can't do that. The Constitution forbids that. So the procedure was not respected. He's doing this one from his own, just because he wants to protect the regime. And I'm asking Americans, because they know what's all about democracy. How can they agree that? No. I know that they know what they are doing. Never and never Tshisekedi has the right to do so.
When you take power, what sort of relations will you have with the international community?
The best one and the true one. Not the hypocrite. The best one and the true one relation I will get. Starting from America, from all the countries.
And what about international organizations? What will your government's policies be towards humanitarian envoys, NGOs, foreign actors who have been here and who have been exploiting Tshisekedi and the Kinshasa government?
When you talk about international community, what are you talking about? Who exactly?
Some of the
like
people,
MONUSCO or
Sure.
UN mission or so on.
Yes, those sorts of organizations. Yes.
For the MONUSCO, I say that they were there for about 3 decades now. We need to assess, to evaluate, and to see what has been the result. Then, for me, we are part of the UN. But having this mission, why not to change their mandate? Why not to change their mandate? We need them for development, not for the humanitarian.
Are you optimistic about the future?
Very optimistic. Very optimistic. The change is on the way coming, and it has already come.
Mr. Nangaa, thank you for your time.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it. I appreciate your frankness.
Thank you
It's been
very much.
a wonderful conversation,
Thank you very much.
and I'm looking forward to speaking more.
Yes, I myself am looking forward to having other conversations, because there is a lot of lie around what we have been doing so far. But my voice, our voice is small. No one has been able to listen, even to understand why we are fighting. We are fighting for Congo dignity as individual. And I told you, Congolese as individual, the dignity lies on 6 points. Security, and this is we want to stop. Access to food. Congolese doesn't have food to eat. Access to water. Access to housing. Health, education of our children. And then to start development. To do so, Congo has what the whole world needs, like natural resources, such as mining, the mine resources, but also the environment. We have the responsibility of protecting the environment for the whole world. For this matter, for the 6 points regarding Congolese as individual, we need to work on. But to work on, we need to recreate the state. The state, Congo is today a failed state because there's no army, there is no police, there is no administration, it's a corruption, but there is no justice. But also, we are fighting because there are Congolese, a lot of Congolese who have been discriminated, especially the Tutsi people. There are a lot of Congolese living abroad and they don't know what to do because in Congo they say they are not Congolese just because maybe they speak Kinyarwanda and others because they look, I don't know, they have this kind of face. They live abroad and wherever they are, they say that they are not also the Diakon. This is the reason we are fighting. But we are also fighting for the illegitimacy of the regime of Kinshasa for political reasons. There are so many personalities out today in exile because the regime has become a dictator. They have created a dictator. They arrest. They do whatever they do. We cannot accept that. But also for the bad governance. Those people, they are thieves. Kinshasa regime is composed of thieves. When you see the embezzlement of the public fund, corruptions, those things are just unacceptable. So we need to put order. And our vision is to make Congo become a business land where people will live in peace, together, in peace with our neighbor countries, and then to create a center of development in African region, the center of Africa. Thank you very much.
I wish you well with your fight. Thank you, Mr. Nangaa.
I appreciate it.